Newcastle Live.
Lizotte's has become like a mecca for great Aussie artists. What do you think it is about the rooms that of Lizotte's that has people lining up to play there?
It's Brian and his family. They are so hospitable. His staff are just so friendly. It's just, he makes it so great. He looks after his artists. He looks after his punters. You know, good food. It's just, I don't know, it just makes it a joy to perform.
Yeah, his chili mud crab is like legend around Newcastle.
Is it really?
Yeah, I love food, so
Okay.
yeah, you have to try it. I love food; it's absolutely beautiful. I wanted to talk about the show specifically first, and then I wanted to move on and ask some questions about yourself. When do you first remember hearing Etta?
I was 17 years old. I was in my first band called Sophisticated Boom Boom, and I was introduced to her music by the bass player.
And how did he introduce it? Like, you just must listen to this because you're a singer,
Yep.
or?
He said, he heard me sing. I joined the band. He brought some records. He said, Vika, check this chick out. You'll probably dig her. And I went, okay, and went home, put her on the record player, and just fell in love with her.
And what do you...
We had that voice that I just fell in love with.
And what do you think it is about the way she sings that keeps her fresh for new waves of audiences over and over again after year, you know, people are turned on to Etta. What do you think it is?
I think it's her honesty, the way she sings. It's how she can tell a story. It's like it's so, she can just sing a song with such passion and she can tell a story really well. She's got this powerful voice. She can be extremely gentle. She can sing all different styles, but I think it's the way she tells a story. It's like, and it's simple. It's nothing. It's just honest.
Yeah.
I think that's why people like it. I don't know. That's why I like it.
And tell me about the band that you're bringing for the show. How did you guys meet? And what's it like on the road with this band?
Well, you got to get along with everybody, so you got to make sure you pick the right people. I kind of handpicked a few people, and then a musical director picked a few. But yeah, these musicians I've worked with a lot over the years that are in the band, and I think the main thing is, that when you tour, you have to be able to. I think being able to tour with someone and live with someone comes first. And, you can be the greatest, guitar player in the world, but a total arsehole, and you just don't want to tour with that person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather take second best and someone I get along with than, but everyone in this band are just absolutely brilliant, and they play together really well, which is really important, like they gel, which I really like.
Yeah, one of my favourite stories is about a hardcore band from Byron Bay, Parkway Drive, and they lost their bass player, and instead of auditioning, they just rang a mate and said, hey, would you like to learn how to play bass? Because what was most important to them was touring around with great mates.
Well, that's right. It is so important, because you're together the whole time. You just, you eat with these people, you bloody sit in cars with them, and if they give you if someone can just doesn't pull their weight or is just a total pain in the neck, it can really make touring hell.
I bet. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions before I let you go about yourself. I read that when you were young, you learnt to play the piano and how to read music. And I wanted to ask you, do you think that's influenced the way you approach singing?
That's interesting. No, not at all. Learning an instrument, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I can read music. I'm glad I can play a few things on the piano, but no, the reason I stopped was because I wanted to play honky tonk, and my piano teacher wanted me to play classical. And so I quit. and then took up singing instead, where I could sing rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to finish off by asking you, one of the things I love asking singers that I interview is how you keep good vocal health, how you balance between having a great time when you're on the road, but also, you know, being able to get up every night and rely on your voice.
Well, you know what? When you're young, you give it a real hammering, and I did that. You know, I'd go out, do a gig, especially when I was touring with the Black Friars. We'd work 6 nights a week. Afterwards, we'd go out, we'd get completely blind, smoke cigarettes, just do everything we weren't supposed to do, and then still be able to get up the next day and do a gig, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just youth. But then as you get older and you do have to look after your health a little bit, and you, particularly like when you're a singer. So now I'm very strict. It's like I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink alcohol before a gig. And, you know, I rest and have to do all those things because, you know, especially if you're going to sing in a rock and roll band and be competing with guitars and bloody, you know, really, you know, people that have amps and you got to be a little bit fit. So, you know, it's great when you're young, you've got youth on your side, but if you're going to make this a career, you do have to, a long one at that, you have to really take care of your health.
Well, I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I can't wait to see the show. I'm actually particularly interested to hear you sing these songs. And my mum was a big Etta James fan, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the show. Thanks so much for speaking with me.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been great.
Have a great day.
Newcastle Live.